Here we are in the studio with Roads to Nowhere. How are you guys doing?
What's up? Real good.
It's been a little while since we last spoke, and you guys have actually been on a bit of a roller coaster ride as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you sounded exhausted. Obviously, we caught you at the Swindon Alternate Festival. I don't know if you guys managed to watch the video which I recorded, but the sheer impact of the bass as it actually shook the camera twice. So I didn't realise. I actually had to check the lenses and everything on the camera as well to make sure it was still okay. So obviously since the Alt Fest, what have you guys been up to?
Gigging, writing,
Releasing a video.
Oh, yeah.
that thing.
That was,
thing
yeah.
we went and did.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, that was our big thing. We released a music video, Beneath, which is on 3,000 views now.
3,022 as of 5:30 this evening.
Something like that. So that is doing really well.
Yeah, we did. We played Massacre Festival in Gloucester. That went really well.
That was
a week
so
today.
good.
Yeah.
So good. The crowd response was
Biggest crowd we played in front of probably as well.
They got into it.
Yeah.
What about obviously your singles out on Bandcamp as well?
Yep.
How's that been received?
Yeah, it's doing alright. Yeah, it's got a fair few downloads on it as well. But obviously, a lot of people kind of YouTube convert these days anyway. So,
it's fine as long as they're hearing it. That's the main thing.
So have you noticed since obviously the last sort of 12 months an increase in your sort of fan base?
Massively.
Yeah.
Obviously, since doing Beneath, in the videos, massively helped us. Through gigging, we've gigged a lot in Gloucester, and that's a whole new fan base that's sort of just blown up massively, and that showed at Massacre.
Yeah, I would say Gloucester's a very big fan base for us.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fans over there.
Yeah,
But
in terms of numbers and whatever on our social stuff, it's gone up so much. Just before the Upon a Burning Body show, we just hit 2,000 likes, and since then we've gone up another 300. So it's going up.
Excellent. You guys starting to get the recognition, obviously outside the band as well.
Bristol.
I have when I've had to walk to when I have to go to the train station in Bristol and stuff, and people have been like, "Oh, it's the dude from Roads to Nowhere" and stuff like that. Or I've seen people in road vests and shirts and stuff. Be like, "That's my band." That's it, really.
I think it shows you two get recognised the most.
Yeah, I do get approached a lot, and I'm like, oh.
In a good way or bad way, though.
Yeah. Mostly good. I think things might end up terrible.
Well, let's go to the video. What did you guys envision? How did you prepare yourselves? Because we've seen a video obviously being made as well. We know it's quite a timely sort of, you have to go for it over and over certain things.
I think it was a case of just practicing a lot. Ben James, he did the video from Neon Dead Media. He just told us sort of not go nuts, but choreograph some bits to make it in sync and make sure that just practicing miming as well. We played the track through the laptop and just practice sort of along with it to make sure we're in time.
Yeah, we try to get our timing
but miming
super tight.
It was weird.
I think
it felt really weird.
Yeah.
I think
it wasn't so bad for me, but
it was definitely hard for me because trying to do the face expressions and everything else with it, and not,
Not be false.
It was dressing up as well. We all agreed we would wear Beneath My Feet t-shirts.
And you showed up in one.
I turned up in mine.
So who was on camera the most? Who did they say, right, that shot again, that shot again, that shot again?
Me.
Yeah.
I was in every shot. So
pretty
when these guys were taking a break and they were getting shots of these two or him, I had to be in the background.
Yeah.
So by the end of it, I think we finished at 6, and I got back into Bristol at must have been 7 o'clock, and I was like, I'm going to bed. Wake up until 4 the next day.
So I think we were all like that. To be honest, 'cause we
tiring.
played a
I
gig.
had work the next day.
You had work the next day, and we played a gig the night before, and I'm pretty sure we practiced the night before that.
Yeah.
So I remember I think it was me and you. Me and Tim slept on Jake's floor the night before the music video, and trying not to kill him in his sleep was bad enough, but just sleeping on a rigid floor and then getting up stupidly early and getting ready and then
Haircut.
we pretty much had a man. Me and Tim had like a mini mandate before we did the video.
To try and look.
But
we have a habit of kind of booking things close together.
We really do.
So like this week we've got a gig on Tuesday night in Gloucester, then practice on Wednesday, and then the Bloodstock final on the Saturday. So again, it's all kind of close together again.
Excellent.
With work as well.
Let's go a little bit on to this. This next question is going to sound a little bit weird, but Tim, I've got to ask you about your box.
A box.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a little joke. Haha. Like basically, I'm very short, and So we thought it would be a really cool idea is to make a little box. So Joe, the carpenter.
Don't say it like a joke. I'm actually a carpenter.
Built this box, and it was pretty.
It's basically so in case we played any gigs that were not on a stage, it's like
Yeah,
just
just
so,
A lot of
so he had a
people-
little platform because he's so small, so people only
Stand
like
up.
behind
Yeah.
the front row could actually see him.
Because a lot of people as well, if you go to gigs, they moan if you stand on the monitors.
Yeah, so I built him that, and it's
It's
quite
got
good.
a nice little logo on the front.
Yeah, so I got printed out our logo on like an A3 piece of paper, and it took me like an hour and a half to go around all the squiggly little bits, cut it out, and then just got some spray paint and just put it on the front. It had a really nice effect.
It
What was good
And it
about it
does
is how
its
it
job.
fit with the
Yeah,
old road when we shot a video. It fit flush with the stage.
Yeah, it
so it was
was-
like an extra little bit where you could step out into.
we couldn't. You couldn't have made that.
Literally,
Perfect.
it must have been within 5 mil of it being a little bit lower, and I literally just went, right, I'll do it this size, bosh, there you go, and it just fit perfectly.
It's just one of those things that at least I can stand. If I break it, at least he can mend it.
You make your own next time.
Gives them something to carry.
It's
as
been
well.
alright. It's got like wood chips and stuff out of it.
To be fair, it survived tour, which was
Yeah.
what, a
5
year
August,
ago
It
now.
was August.
So it's survived a year tour and the
We still
music
have it.
video, and it's still intact, only with a couple
What-
of chips out of it. I'm pretty chuffed.
And what I like about it, he's done it in a way that you could put like a set list underneath if I needed to put a drink under it.
I do want to get
That's a
you.
pretty cool idea.
I want to write out a little bit and put some LEDs in it. So you've got some light coming up.
The Devin Townsend box.
Yeah, that's my next little project. Just to,
Sweet. That's it.
But that's a good thing. If you even are up on the stage as well, obviously yourself, you can use it during the guitar solo.
Yeah, we robbed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
robbed
we
it.
it's fun, man. It's literally you're just like, yeah, we're just playing. Oh, a box.
Maybe I'll try that on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You will just get up and go. Hey!
But Bloodstock final next Saturday, I
This-
believe.
yeah.
Yeah, this Saturday.
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 Had a quick read on like some of the names, obviously, that are in the final with you. Tell you the truth, I haven't really researched or had a look at what the other bands are like, but how are you feeling about it?
Because our friends are the
Oh,
bands
yeah.
that we're going against is a hard thing. Because
I think that's
the
a
likes
very
of Rise
good
of
reason.
Empire, particularly, like they're the one that produced the EP.
Mm.
Yeah, we're very close with them, and we love their music at the same time. So it's kind of frustrating. Like you want to see good for them, but we need to be-
Same with Oakart as well. We've seen those guys a few times,
Mm.
get on well with them, and like
It's-
we're up against people like that's kind of a good thing in a way that we're kind of up against people that we're friends with, but
Yeah.
Which yeah, so
there's a
either
lot of good
way,
competition even with bands that we don't like as well. So it's the kind of thing where there's a lot of people that could win and we'd still be pretty happy with it, and it's going to be a good gig anyway.
yeah, that's true.
I think that's the best way to treat it. Though. It's just like
Yeah.
another gig, like sort of.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Here's a
Yeah.
very strong lineup as well.
It's very strong.
lineup, and a lot more bands that are kind of more Bloodstock suited than we
Yeah.
are. So.
I think when we did it back in what 2011.
10.
Was it 10? No, because I didn't join the band.
Oh yeah.
So it's 2011. Didn't say it. I think there was only like 4 or 5 bands playing that.
Yeah.
And now
one's
it's like
proper
8.
layer.
It's like from 3 o'clock.
I feel like I was 10, 11.
Yeah, something like that.
Hmm.
And we're on second to last, aren't we? Yeah.
Which is a good place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By then the drinks are flowing, you know, the pit is
Yeah.
going to get rather messy.
And to be honest, I think when we played at the Fleece, I think we all are comfortable with the stage now, which is
Yeah.
a very good thing,
Mm.
because I don't know any of the bands that have played on the Fleece.
I'm sure they have. A lot of them are probably from Bristol. They've played the Fleece at
So-
some point.
Yeah.
Well, there's a thing going on at the moment with the Fleece. They're trying to save it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
just-
which I hope they do.
It'd be absolutely disgusting if the Fleece does get lost, because it's like an iconic venue.
Yeah.
Well,
in
the
Bristol,
Croft went what last year, earlier this
it
year.
was like 2000, early
That's
2012.
Mm.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, there you are. You've lost a Croft. You don't want to lose a fruit. I don't want to lose a fruit. I mean, like, all that'll be really left is you got the Griffin,
The Exchange,
the Exchange.
Beckler.
Okay, mate.
That was like 500 quid a night though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
I rate the Exchange. The Exchange is like a very good sort of replacement for the Croft.
yeah.
Like,
Exchange is good.
you got the sound guy in there, and he's brilliant, very patient with all the bands, and from all the venues I've seen big bands in, or I've played, I really enjoy playing there, almost more than the Fleece, purely because like sort of the like barriers and the pillars in there is a bit sort of like.
The pillars are a shame.
It's
yeah.
kind of one of the
but
things
it's
I
very
like about
local
it,
though.
Like you see a picture of a show that's at the Fleece, and you know it's at the Fleece.
Yeah, it's got a story.
The only thing about those pillars that's the best is when we went to see Attila and Tim was pitting and bounced off one of the pillars and then went
Carried
straight
on.
back into
We
the pit.
literally saw
So
like a
funny.
little green buzz, you know, just bang straight off of it and back into the pit.
Seeing people climbing was always good fun as
Yeah.
well.
That was on the planet burning
I
body.
saw
Yeah.
pictures of Frank Carter, his band, and they literally got everything off the stage, including the drum kit at the Fleece, onto the ground and had like guitarists on people's shoulders and everything. I mean, you see stuff like that.
See, that would be actually quite cool because you can see the middle and the poles. The band.
Yes, Tim. Tim Toon strikes again.
Obviously, we would never want to see the Fleece go, and like we shared around the link as well as on our page, trying to get people to save it. Like, the Up on the Body show was a huge thing for us, and that obviously happened there. And we've gone to so many shows there over the years as well.
Because the other thing I'd like to get your opinion on, obviously, is the Furnace re-rose from the ashes. Obviously, you guys played there on the opening nights, which very, very little crowd turned up. But
Yes.
also that same weekend, we went and saw a band on the UK tour, and very, very little crowd turned up. I'd say there's a lot of false metalheads out there. I call them the Marks and Spencer's crowd, and they want to look good, but they can't be asked to actually go and support a band.
Yeah.
You get a lot of people like that.
Which is
I think that's probably why 12 Bar closed down as well, to be honest.
That was a good venue.
Like-
That was a good venue, yeah.
Thing about the Furnace is we were kind of so hopeful for it as well.
Yeah.
After Swindon Alternative Festival, we
Yeah.
thought that it was a proper. Things were going to keep rolling on from there, and then it kind of didn't with that show
Yeah.
since then.
It's a shame because back in the day when it was the Status Promotions was one of the shows there, you had what was it called?
Teenage Kicks.
Teenage Kicks. You'd always get loads of kids coming down to that. I mean, we played a
was-
Christmas show before where we were all dressed up. We were actually just talking about this outside, and there was like beach balls and everything. The whole place was jam packed. And then for the 12 bar to close down, and then the time between the Furnace, not exactly closing down, but switching hands and everything, and the metal scene trying to build back up, it's kind of people have gone.
Kids.
Well, I've dealt without it for this long. I mean, what's
Yeah.
the fun?
They've just
Boy,
lost
I'm sorry,
interest.
it's
They've lost
boring,
interest now. It's all gone dropped, and it's sad because like I remember like queuing just to go see like bands that I still love now, Parkway Drive, and
That's the thing. It's like
it was like my place, which
Yeah.
is like 5 minutes around the corner. I could go see these awesome bands that I like.
When we did Alternative Festival, like you were so hyped and you went absolutely nuts for it. And
I
You
felt
did
so comfortable on
play
that
so
stage
close
because
to
I've played on that
yeah.
stage numerous times with other bands, and it's just so sad.
Yeah.
And I just want.
We just hope it picks back up and hope that we can be a part of it as well. But as I said back in the day, the music scene in Swindon used to be amazing.
It just
It's just
I mean,
struggled a lot in the recent
It has,
years.
yeah. The past 2 years it has struggled, so we just want to
Swindon's
help
just dropped.
build it back up.
There's some great bands about there as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
As well.
Like Sleeping Usher, yeah.
Sleep Inertia,
obviously.
definitely. Even Devil's Holy Soul came from Swindon.
Really?
They say that the video killed the radio star. Do you think reality TV and YouTube are killing live music?
No, I think they're helping. Personally, I mean, you get to see bands say you see a band on YouTube and go, oh, I'd love to see them, and then suddenly, boom, they're in your town, and you know about them. If you didn't know about them before because of YouTube, then you wouldn't bother going to see them. It's very rarely that some people go out to gigs knowing nothing.
But it is quite tricky though as well, because there's a lot of live footage, and some people can't afford to go see bands
I think
and see live footage. So it gives them that opportunity to go, okay, free, boom. It's not the same atmosphere,
No.
but they can see it.
it depends, because they could easily watch like many bad YouTube clips and then be like, I'm not going to go see that band.
Yeah, that's
but
very
then
true.
it's like they get a chance to see them live and they think, shit, I should have seen them like ages ago.
I'm off the hook, just saying, he's all
Everybody gets one.
It's a matter as well as like, there's a lot of like, I don't think for a long time I would have gone out to gigs if I hadn't have heard of bands beforehand. I think being the likes of YouTube and the internet made a lot of bands are more accessible for people. It's not just a matter of seeing a logo on a poster that looks kind of nice and then you go and see it anymore. You can read a tiny band name, find out everything you like about them and whether you like them or not, and then you get it.
There are bands that have got famous purely from the internet.
Mhm.
I even remember hearing of one
It's not
band
even
on
just bands,
MySpace
it's
several years ago who literally were just... I mean, you do get studio bands as well, and the only way that they can get their name out is through YouTube and so on. So it's obviously, I see it as a reliable way to find music.
But it's like you look at Luke Holland, like doing all these drum covers, and
Yeah.
joining like a massive band. Like there's so many ways they can help
Mm.
musicians, whether it be them in a band themselves or to help you join a band that's going to take you strides.
That's it.
If anything, YouTube has made me go to more shows. I'd say, like, it's definitely helped me find bands and whatever. Like,
Definitely.
Mm.
Other than Spiller.
yeah.
I think that shows the difference between sort of our generation, really. Obviously, you guys watch bands and like, see them on YouTube, then go and see a band perform. Whilst with myself, I'd be like once a week going for like Kerrang or Mount Hammer and going, "Ooh, never heard of those. They're playing in Bristol, right? I'm going down there for the weekend." Or there's a band, no, I can't read that. That looks like a tree that's been ravaged by a storm. I'll go and check him out. If I don't like him, I can easily walk out within a couple
you
of minutes.
rarely get that now, which is a bit of a shame. But I think it... I don't know.
Bands supporting other bands. Obviously, live venues. We've noticed it so much on some of the smaller gigs which we've gone to. You get 3-4 bands attending, and you got obviously someone's been chosen to do the main headline. You got the supports and stuff like that. The first 2 bands will not hang around their player sets and they bugger off. Whilst you've got the other band stood there supporting.
We always try and stay.
Yeah.
Like, it's so important because not only is it out of respect, but it's a possible link to get you somewhere else. Like playing with bands that we played for the first time, never met them. It's almost like the whole Beneath My Feet tour. Like just out of respect, like we supported them and it was good. We ended up becoming best friends with them. We went up to see them in London recently. And like sort of caught up with them, and it gets you those links to get you into different places, which is I think is very important for you to spread your music.
If you don't
So
hang around and
important.
just socialise, then you're not really going to get anywhere.
And it doesn't even matter if it's the different type of music they do, you know?
It's
It's
out of
It's just a
respect.
mutual respect for
Yeah,
musicians, I think.
you know, it just, that's it. Like,
Regardless of whether we're the first band or not the last band, we'll tend to always, at least most of us, will stick around for all the bands.
Yeah.
As long as we can anyway. If we
Yeah.
need to leave early, then
That's normally understood. The understood sort of thing.
But
like
even if
someone,
we do that, we'll communicate with the bands beforehand. So, like, we're never the ones to just kind of quietly sit somewhere.
I think because that's how we would like it. We would like them to approach us and
Yeah.
go, hey, that was a cool set, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we went to it was us three, weren't we? We went to a Fleece or Daya, and we were headlining, and us three stuck around the whole time from the get go until the end of our set. Watched every single band,
And then when it came,
and when it came to our set, dead. Everybody went.
I think the only person we played to was my girlfriend and Brian.
And Lee.
And Lee.
Because I paid for his ticket.
yes.
Sad.
Yeah, it is. It is disgusting because the genre itself is not the largest in
It just feels
the
like
industry.
being selfish, just thinking of themselves.
Hmm.
Just want to go there, get it done, and go well, and expect results, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
It gets you a bad name.
Yeah.
Like it's simple as that, really. Like it's also sort of disrespectful to your promoter.
Yeah.
They took a risk on you to put you on a show, and then you don't stick around for the bands. It's kind of a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it gets you noticed by the wrong people as well, because you never know who is at your show, whether it could be someone from a radio show or someone from a TV station or a promoter or anyone like that. They always are trained to look for certain aspects within like a band. If they see you going like, they just scrub you off a list. It's one of those things. Okay, so 2014 we've seen you guys embarking on quite a few tours, quite a few gigs. The videos come out, the singles come out. What else is in line for the rest of the year?
Well, I might be in touch with this.
You're the one that's driving most of it.
I mean, we're still writing.
Mm-hmm.
Always writing.
Yeah.
Always writing.
One thing that's probably changed a lot since I've joined the band is a lot of the writing is more. We'll write in a practice room and then we'll write on a laptop as well.
Yeah, he has the same studio. Like he's got his MacBook. So like on a day when I'm free, I'll go around his house just and still like write out a drum track on Guitar Pro, send it over, and we'll just write over that, send it to the guys, get an opinion, get Tim to write some lyrics at the top, and then we just go to practice and just either teach Joe, or if he's learning himself, teach Joe as well, and then we'll just end up playing a song within 10 minutes that we've written on a computer.
Yeah, I think what we're aiming to do is all of this writing is leading up to a new album that we're hoping to release at the end of this year.
But it's
But
less cost.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, we are completely doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
Like Beneath was self-produced as well.
Yeah.
Like I did that in my bedroom, and
Well,
that's
he
kind of what we're working
recorded
with.
Beneath in his room, and the way it turned out, we were really happy with it, and it sounds incredible, and it costs us nothing apart from the video.
Yeah.
So
It's very cost effective. I think.
Yeah.
It's an
Well, we
opportunity as well to be a bit more critical to each other when it's literally just us five in a room and we'll be recording. We can literally go and we're not dictated by a time frame.
Yeah.
We can literally go, right, okay, we've done this, we'll come back to it like the
that's the
next
thing. I
couple of
think
days.
we're in the process. We're sort of getting into writing the songs, and then once we've got what we want, I mean, what I was thinking is to write enough tracks to get and pick the best ones.
Yeah.
And then look at those with a microscope and see like which one is the best ones, what can we do better, and how we can improve it. Because I think every release we've done from our first EP, all the singles we released, and they keep getting better each time, and that's what I'm hoping for this one.
So yeah, this job. I think this month and next month, I think we're taking it a bit slow.
Yeah.
We're going to see what Beneath. It's bringing us quite a lot of views already, and we're just taking it slow just to write a few more songs really. So taking it slow, and then we come back.
I
with a
reckon,
full,
like writing wise, not recording wise, we're probably halfway through the new album.
Yeah.
big surprises. I think.
There's a few
different-
things that are a little bit different.
a lot different, which a lot of people will be the mouth drop.
It'll be
That's what we're hoping.
compared to the
The
EP,
face.
it will be
10 times better.
10 times better and
But
very
it was-
different.
it's just like our writing, our playing as a band is just so much tighter. Since like Spiller being at uni, like drumming's got a lot tighter, and because of sort of the working relationship we have, I bounce off of that. So when we jam, it's 10 times like tighter than it was before. It's a lot better. I'm more creative and I'm more thinking about things as I'm playing, rather than saying, "Oh, I heard this from a band. Like it sounds cool. I'll try that technique." Like I'm really thinking about what I'm doing. So, and I think that's helping all of us. So
definitely.
Well, that shows you guys have matured as musicians as well, from
Yeah.
being able to sit down and look back at your material from your EP and go,
I mean,
wow,
we're still
we've-
changing stuff from our EP now, like
Yeah,
on
we've got
our live set
Mm.
anyway. Like Dignity, for example.
It's
You know,
completely,
with the chokes in.
A lot of
pauses,
stuff.
so
We
it's
will-
very minor changes, but still just
Just to make it like when
just a
people
little
listen
something
to it,
more.
they go, ooh.
Yeah. I actually heard that on a breakdown once. It just went dun dun dun. Ooh. Dun, dun, dun.
I think to keep them interested,
Yeah.
keep them, you know, as much as they expect what to hear, but the little surprises now and then. It's always fun. It's fun for us.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun for them as well at the same time. You know, because
We just
playing
try-
the same songs can, you know.
I said we've been writing off that EP for so long now, and we try to where we can to.
Sorry, I just pulled that out of my ass.
Put it down there.
See if there's a wire in that.
Yeah, we've been writing off that EP for so long, and we've been playing it for like about a year now. Yeah,
The EP
even
as a whole.
longer, like because we had the songs written before we recorded it, and we were gigging that extensively. But now we're slowly trying to drag new stuff into our set. I mean, we played a gig in.
We try not to
Gloucester.
release too much before the
Yeah.
album. Like,
We played a gig in Gloucester. We got asked for an encore, and we played a song that we hadn't
Oh, wow.
rehearsed or
played it all in a year.
and we had to kind of call upon it. It was a bit sloppy. We managed to do it, and I think that's very reflective on how we've grown as a band and the way we play and how tight we are now.
That's very cool.
In terms of shows before the end of the year, we're kind of keeping it fairly low at the minute. Like there's not too many schedules.
No.
But depends on what happens over the next couple of months while we're taking a break.
Yeah.
Good offers, we're not going to turn them down, but at the same time, we want to focus on writing for a
Yeah.
fair bit of time. Is
Excellent.
what we were trying to get at. Yeah, very much.
Massive
we,
thanks.
we get a bit kind of passionate when we start talking about writing and stuff.
Get into it.
Well, that's the thing, because you never know what's going to happen after Saturday, and then obviously if you get through that, you got the Bloodstock performance itself,
Yeah.
which then opens up a different type of floodgate altogether.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and if you do get through, obviously to that, the stage is massive. That's
Sweet.
it is absolutely
That's our
huge.
wireless systems then.
That was one of the funnest things about Massacre is like
How big a stage it
So it was
was.
at
Big.
Gloucester Guildhall, so it's probably
That was like almost a pro
800,000
size.
capacity venue. I'd say it's not small at all. Like closer to academy size than police size. I'd say.
Yeah.
And for me to see the crowd full and excited.
I think the
was
circle
best
pits
thing.
you could definitely have it like within the inside of this house.
Yeah.
They were that big.
And if people,
And for us, that's just like, oh my god.
and people saw the video right at the end with the wall of death, that happened and it was so beautiful.
Probably more people than were in the video. I'd say.
We should have just shot the music Massacre.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about how there's not many people coming out to a lot of gigs in Swindon with the furnace and that. But Gloucester is kind of a shining example of what we want to see with a lot of places. There's so many.
It
There's
works.
such a scene there as well. Like even people who we don't know right, as fans of the band, we recognise from the gigs we go to there. It's really good to see. There's such a scene there with small bands as well.
And they love it. They absolutely love it.
Yeah,
you know.
I think. Yeah.
It's a place for them to go and
A
escape.
lot of
Yeah.
younger people
to
as
hang
well.
out, and it's great. I think it's good.
I think that's the one thing about this town. You have to travel further afield. You know,
Yeah.
Gloucester, Bristol, Reading. You have to go further to actually experience some good live music, which is a real shame because, as you said earlier,
Bands
Swindon
don't get a
was.
chance.
Yeah.
I think it's got to a point where it's gone so quiet that people just know it's going to be difficult to pick it back up again, so they choose not to.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take
They're
time
scared.
and money and things like that. Like I remember going to gigs in Chippenham when I was like 14. It was massive.
Yeah, man.
And now we played at Old Road where we shot a video. Like one of our friends just did a St Paul's Hall gig.
How did that go, by the way?
And it went quite well. But I used to go there like when I was younger. And it was packed out. Like we played some of our first gigs there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and you
those-
broke your
In,
knee.
in those
Yeah.
days. Oh, where and when you got knocked out to my old band
Oh, yeah.
set.
Our old bass player Lee knocked me out.
we went to one of the first gigs then. I didn't even know you, and there was the pit. You fell on your ass.
Yeah,
I
you
picked
picked
you
me
up.
up.
Yeah.
It must be
Men-
fake.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. We have stories of places, you
Yeah.
know, doing that. It's what are the kids now gonna have stories to?
Yeah.
You know,
Having to
That's-
travel so far just to see.
Just to go see a game.
Dude, this one time I went to like London just to watch this band from Swindon.
I'm from Swindon.
Nobody else was there.
That's the other thing. That's a good point actually, because there's bands in London which are sponsored by certain other companies and stuff like that. But they get to a point when on their way up through the ladder, they get told they can only play in London once a year.
What?
Due to their status.
Wow.
They have to
crazy.
travel
That's
miles
the thing,
further
people
afield.
should board otherwise. Like just seeing the same bands.
man.
Yeah, the thing how big the music scene is in London, like it's
You
huge.
could dot around all over the place for like the whole year. What was London as a whole?
It's just crazy.
It's crazy though, isn't it?
Excellent. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking time out
Yeah.
to join us.
I always enjoy it. Yeah. Enjoy it.
Really loving the video.
That's
I
good.
think out that 3022, I think I watched it 10 times, so deduct 10 of that total.
That's great. Thanks. That's great.
And that's for the single, again, top single. So really looking forward to new material later on in the year. In the meantime, good luck for BOA final, and
Thank you.
if you get through, have a storm in Bloodstock.
Thank you, man.
Awesome. Cheers, guys.
Cheers there. Thanks, man.
Thanks for having us, man.
Cheers.